All right, everybody. So this is procedure number 2 for Solidworks. This is a fun one. All right. So for my remote learners, remember that you guys have to start off with launchpad.classlink.com/seals, which brings you to here. Okay. Remember that you have to check and verify that your managed services has Google Drive checked, which it does. There you go. From there, you click Remote Application, which eventually takes us to here. Before you open SolidWorks, I continue, we're almost 5 weeks into school now, and I continue to have kids contact me to say they can't save their files. And 100% of the time, 10 times out of 10 times, it's because nobody's clicking Drive File Stream first. When you are working remotely, you are connecting to a remote app server, you have to enable this every single time, all right? So please do that. And then after you enable that, then you can open SolidWorks up and you can browse to your file or for your file, all right? I'm doing this not remotely. I'm working with a native version of SolidWorks. So I'm going to have SolidWorks open. My remote learners, you would open it on the remote app server. Once SolidWorks opens, you're going to go to File, you're going to go to Open. I'm going to ask you guys to browse out to your Google Drive file stream. We can do this with both in-person learners and distance learners. You can go to My Drive, you can go to Classroom, and you're going to want to find your first name, last name, procedure 1. It's the previous drawing that we handed in, the block of wood. So we have to start with this, all right? We're going to open procedure number 1 up. We'll just give my computer a second here to open this up. And there it is. Taking a moment for all the other things on the left-hand side to show up with it as well, too. It's interesting. I'm missing a few things here. So I'll figure out what's going on there in a little bit. In any case, this is my block of wood. All right, there we go. I got it to show back up. I was having a little technical difficulty. If I go over here, it doesn't hurt for you to double click this and just verify that you've got the correct dimensions first before we start. So 2 inches high by 9 inches long, has a 0.75 inch rise and a 4.5 inch distance from here to here. You can see that my block of wood is 1.654 inches wide. All those are good numbers. And on the back, we've got a 0.75 inch diameter circle that's 0.827 inches from the edge and 1.375 inches high. If you're like, my numbers are only showing up as 2 decimals, it's because you guys didn't go to options and document properties and units and make sure that these all say 0.123, right? If they don't, switch them to that. And when you say, okay, you will have 3 decimal numbers. So today is all about getting the mass of your block of wood to match, of your virtual block of wood to match the mass of the block of wood that I have you pick up in my class. So in-person learners, I'm going to show you guys exactly where to find that block of wood. Remote learners, send me an email. All right, you guys know how to get in contact with me. Send me an email. I'll reply to you back with the mass number that you need. And that's the number that we're going to go with in order to basically dial this virtual block of wood in with your real block of wood, your physical block of wood that my remote learners wouldn't have in their hands. All right. So how are we going to get this done? Well, there's a whole bunch of different tabs across the top here. All right. And one of them under evaluate, and if you notice my evaluate is over here a little bit. I can drag this. I can't. Forget that. I'm not going to mess with that. Anyway, you guys are going to look for evaluate. And in evaluate, you're going to click mass properties, right? And if you look right now under mass properties, you see that the mass is 0.94 pounds. we don't want to operate in pounds. So first of all, we want to switch that. So how we switch it is we go up to options. Sorry about that. Had to pause for a moment because the loudspeaker came on. In any case, we clicked options, and in here, we want to choose use custom settings. All right. We're going to change this to 1 decimal place. Actually, no, we're going to change it to 0 decimal places. Let's do it to 0 decimal places. Let's make the mass, instead of pounds, let's make it grams. All right, and let's just leave this density number as it is, 0.03612728 pounds per inch cubed. All right, we'll just let that as it is right now. So we changed grams and we changed decimal places to 0. I'm going to hit OK. So as it stands right now, Solidworks thinks that my virtual block of wood here weighs 428 grams. Yours will not. Yours will definitely not. I'm going to pretend that my block of wood weighs 180 grams. All right. Your block of wood, we're going to have to make this number in here equal to whatever your block of wood is. For this example, for me, mine's going to be 180. So how do we make that 180? It's not just as simple as typing 180. What we have to do is go back in here to options, and we have to start playing around with this density number. This is what I can tell you. Your number is going to be somewhere between 0.01 and 0.02. So at 0.01 and 0 decimal places and grams, if I say OK, you'll see that my block of wood here is now 118 grams. So I said my number was 180. That's not enough. If I go back in here and I make it 0.02, you're going to see that it's too much. So what we know is our number in here is somewhere between 0.01 and 0.02. So I'm going to go 0.01 and add a decimal place. All right. I typically add something in the middle. So let's do 0.105 or 0.015, sorry, 0.015. Say OK. 178 grams. I'm really close. So let me go back to options. 0.016 might be too much. It is. So we know we have to go back to 0.015. And I'm going to go with my old technique of adding another decimal and putting it in the middle, 0.0155. Too much. Let's try 0.0153. Too much. Let's try 0.0152. There it is. So 180 grams. My virtual block of wood now matches my actual block of wood. For you guys, if yours is 190 grams, you have to find out the right combination to make it appear as 190 out here. If yours is 170, you have to figure out the right combination. And it's really trial and error, and it's very simple. Okay? So that is procedure number 2. How I want you guys to save this is File, Save As. We're going to go back to Google Drive file stream, which I'm there. My drive. I'm going to go to Google Classroom. I'm going to go to 8th grade, same place we were before. And you're going to leave procedure 1 there. As I told you, we're going to call this one procedure number 2 and click Save. All right. I need you guys to hand that file in to me. I'm literally going to go in here. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to go to Evaluate. I'm going to go to Mass Properties, and I'm going to see if your number matches what it's supposed to be, okay, for your block of wood. So that's it. Make sure you guys hand that in. Pretty easy second step. And next time we will talk about procedure number 3, which is the axles, where we're going to locate the axles for this model. Have a good day.